Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's start this practice by bouncing a little bit. Now, when you bounce, make sure that you're using these leg muscles, letting it sink down to the earth, keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed and the head up. Take good, deep, full breaths, and you can visualize and feel all of your muscles inside just relaxing at once. If you want something specific to focus on, go ahead and focus on the shoulders relaxing out. It's a pretty nice place to start. Every single bounce, we're relaxing our fascia. We're shaking up the blood a little bit. We're getting the energy moving through the body, breaking down all the obstructions and letting that sense of momentum work its way through. And go ahead and shake those hands out a little bit more. You can bounce a little more vigorously. Good. It's a great way to start your routine or your day for that matter. And bounce a little bit more. Bring the hands up, bounce fast, bounce all the way up and out to the side and still. And notice when you go still, you might feel this nice wavy feeling all around your hands. Relax into that feeling, completely let go. The shoulders go soft. The head feels like it's being drawn up by an imaginary string. The tongue goes behind the front teeth. Our center melts down into the earth. Everything gets nice and soft. Perfect. Now for this routine, I'm just going to use this guy right here, because this is traditionally a Tai Chi ruler set, and this will work just fine as my Tai Chi ruler. You can find some, they look like the leg of a chair, and you want yours to be somewhere around 10.5 was the original, but somewhere between 10 and 12 inches will be a really nice Tai Chi ruler size. By the way, this one came to me by a gentleman. He runs Silver Eagle Qi Gong. I met him at a Tai Chi festival, and he did this routine, and he got it originally from Ken Cohen, who is just he's well known in the Qigong community, especially for his writings. His books are absolutely phenomenal. So, Tai Chi ruler sequence, we start off with a little piece of wood in between the palms. And by the way, you can do this without the wood. The wood is nice because it helps correspond to the liver. It connects us a little bit to the earth and keeps everything in alignment. But you can absolutely do this. In fact, I do it most of the time without the ruler, which is why I'm finding a random stick on the ground to use. But you can do that with just the chi inside of your hands. So we start this one, feet hip width apart, tucking the tail, spine opening gently, head reaches up to the sky, the chin tucks gently in so that the back of the skull can open. The shoulders are soft and loose. There's a nice gentle smile on the face. Good deep breaths going all the way down into the belly. And we'll start by inhaling, drawing that ruler up, and exhaling, bringing it right back down. Inhale, we'll draw that ruler up. Exhale, right back down again. Breathe it in and back down. Very nice. Now, by the way, everything that I'm doing, I'm going to do fairly few repetitions so that you can learn this more easily and the time doesn't go too crazy. But a lot of times people will do, 9 repetitions on each one, and this whole series can go for a while. If you want to do that, just pause the video, learn the thing, and you'll figure out your ways. So here, let's come back up, and we're going to bring that ruler up. It's above the third eye area, being held in between the palms of the hands. The shoulders are soft, and our concentration, our focus, is between the palms. We feel this wood in between our palms, and we focus right here on the third eye. So here we are. We're holding that ruler, focusing on the third eye. Make sure the tongue is behind the teeth. Tuck the pelvis, keep your alignment. Spine going straight up and down, feet nice and soft, and the mind comes right back to that point. Good, soft, deep breaths. And ideally, you'll hold this. I heard him say it, that you hold it until your upper lip starts to vibrate. I tend to get vibrate is a good word, a sensation through the third eye that can move its way back a little bit. It can come all the way to the tongue and the upper lip as well. But it's light, so keeping the mind focused really helps to bring that sensory awareness. Good, and we'll bring it down, pausing right at the dantian. Hold here for a moment. And down. Good. I think we're still going here. Good. And we'll come up and right down again to the dantian. And we'll hold here. Notice the shoulders are soft, the head is reaching up. We're sinking and settling down into the earth. And we feel our awareness down below the belly button, inside. It's an inch or two down, an inch or two in, and you feel this point concentrating. You can feel your hands pressing. Feel the charge, the connection between the wood, the earth under your feet, the blue sky above the head, and it all pours back into that lower dantian. Excellent, and we'll go down, rise, back up, down. We bring this sinking energy. It pauses at the lower dantian. And down to the earth. Up. These two fundamental forces. Earth rising up to heaven. Heaven sinking down back into the earth. And we bring those hands down, and our next point of focus is going to be the pelvic floor. So feel the legs relax, the hands go down towards the pelvic floor, and we feel that point opening up, allowing the earth to flow up into our spine and up into the dantian. Relax, feel that point opening up. A lot of times loosening the eyes, letting the eyes go nice and soft. So right now I can see the earth and the sky and the trees all the way to my left and all the way to my right. at the exact same time, my whole field of vision, and focusing on those deep breaths and keeping a major part of the mind focused, laser pointed down to the pelvic floor, opening up. And we'll float up and down, pausing at the dantian, and back. Again, a lot of times people will do that 3 times. I like to just do it once to keep that balance. And then we go into the next one, which is around and down. Draw earth up, bring it back to the belly, and we're going to sink down and shoot the energy. Keep the spine straight, the knees bent, and shoot the energy down into the earth. Back up, roll those hands up, down. Notice I'm sinking into the knees here, around and back, and we'll shift forward and shoot out the hands down into the earth. One more. Up we go. Back down. Around. And press it in. Good. Still getting good picture quality. Fantastic. So from here, we've opened up. These are the 3 treasures in this system. It's a Hunyuan, meaning ancient primordial Qi sequence. And it is the pelvic floor that opens you to the earth, the third eye that connects with the crown, opening us to heaven, and the middle dantian, our center point. Uh, don't worry, the heart is very important here. It's kind of the X factor. Our hands are connected to the heart. So the whole time, as we're pressing here on our piece of wood, our hands are connecting into the earth, holding nice and tight. Now from here, we've opened up these major gates in the body, allowing the energy to flow through. So we have that feeling we're in that space, and we can push down the outside of one leg, pull up the inside of the other. Down and back, down, back. There we go. Generally, we'll exhale going down, inhale back up. With this form, it's not so important. But you want this feeling like you're pushing magnetic filings or little shavings down the leg and back up. Feel the center of your foot, the bubbling spring, right in the middle, they call it. As you push down, you send the old stuff out, pull back up and in. Push the old stuff out, pull back, hold out, good back, hold out, good back. One more, up, and guess what? Down to the earth, up to the sky, and draw it back down, pausing at the dantian. Hold for a moment, feel that there. The sequence is amazing for opening up the extraordinary vessels, which are a series of 12 acupuncture meridians that they work on the physical plane, they work on the emotional plane, they work on the mental plane, and I like to think of them as being the major rivers in the body. If you take care of these guys, then they'll make sure and feed all of the tributaries. And if the energy can flow and stay balanced, really, really powerful. It's one of those things that as deep as you could ever possibly go, it goes even deeper. We'll always be finding out new and interesting things about the way that these energy channels and balancing them out affects, even beyond every aspect of our own lives. It's really incredible. So now we're going to turn. This gets a little more into classic Tai Chi theory, where we turn, and I'm going to keep myself at about this angle so you can follow along and still keep a good eye on the computer, the screen, or whatever it is that you're watching on. And we're going to be moving up these channels. Now these channels, we've got one that goes from the pelvic floor to the top of the head. We have one that goes up the spine, one that comes up the front. They are reversible. And then we've got up the middle of the legs, down the outside of the legs, uh, and then around the belt. So for this one, we're going to be over and we'll turn. And we're going to be drawing up and all the way up. And we're visualizing this going up our spine, down the front, and then we shift forward and come down. So it's in and up, and we feel this going up the inside of the leg here, and then we shift. Make sure and sink into your front leg and feel the energy going down the front into the earth. The head stays up, the shoulders stay relaxed. Turn, go up and over and down the front. Notice this left leg is sinking a little bit, so down, up. It goes over the back of the head and forward right down the front, all the way down through the foot. Back and forth. Pause it, and we'll go up the front, turn, down the back, sink into the leg, forward, twist and sink into this right leg, up, twist back and down, forward and back, forward and back. Those of you that have been working with me for a while, you'll note that this is very similar to a Tai Chi exercise that I do often. It's just a little bit varied because we have this stick to work with. We can't necessarily do some of the things that we normally do. So around, switch the legs. Make sure you've got about 45, or this back foot can actually be out to 90, but you don't want it to be back too far. Little turn between 45 degrees and 90 degrees. And get comfortable shifting back and forth here. Lift the head up, sink the tail down, and we're going to come up, guide the energy, up, 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 up. Shift over this front left leg, make sure and bend the front knee right over the toe, and down into the earth. Bend the right knee, bring it up and down. Bring it up and down, up, over the top of the head, down the front of the body into the earth, up, over the top of the head, down in front. Feel the connection between yourself and the earth. Feel yourself moving with balance as we reverse it, coming up and back, sink, forward, up and back in, over. Feel how the knees work with each other, how you can stay on point, never lifting the heels up in this process, keeping the shoulders soft and just settling nicely. Good. We'll come right back. Our little pause to reach up, merging heaven and earth, drawing it down the center line and pausing right here in front of the dantian. Before releasing all the way down, reach it back up and draw it right back down, pausing in front of the dantian. Now this next movement, first get the stance, sink into the earth, head up, tongue behind the teeth, shoulders soft and relaxed, and the hands, it's like stirring a cauldron. And a lot of times they'll call this area the cauldron. It's where we hold on to our jing, our essence, our power. As we move our hands, yes, we feel the connection between hands. We feel the earth in our hands. And this acts as a remote control. As we move this around, we're going to be moving this around. So there's a rotation that happens inside. And you want to be able to feel from the inside like your dantian was a little marble that was just spinning as we make this motion. And your belt meridian, this channel that goes around, is lighting up and moving in the same way. So we're here, back, and we feel it in our lower back. Around, we feel it around and back to the front. We keep those hands nice and level, breath nice and deep. Our posture stays solid, even as we relax more and stir this cauldron. Good, one more. Pause, and let's go back the other way, reversing direction, keeping the hands level. Our mind tunes into the energy so much that we feel like energetic beings having a human experience, not the other way around. We feel this easy movement working its way around. Good. Now this might be a little challenging. Okay, this is a little challenging, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to make slightly larger motions. So notice just there, my knees and my hips are doing a whole lot more, but you don't see a lot of variability in height. And you might just want to focus on that and feeling the same energy go around the belt. If you want to take it up a notch, you can feel the dantian marble spinning in the opposite direction. So as the energy goes around the belt one way, the dantian spins the other way. And yes, it's the most mentally challenging, but it's pretty cool. It provides the best results, I think, the best energetic feeling. So here we have opposites. It helps to really charge up that battery. An excellent, excellent exercise. Of course, practice makes perfect. Good. Reverse that one. Back the other way. So we're really reversing both. Belt goes the opposite way. Dantian now spins this way. Couple more. And we're back. Sink it in. Inhale. As we inhale, you can open the eyes up and draw more life into the third eye and let all of that light settle down, pausing down at the belly. And we'll do that a couple more times. Up. Open the eyes, let in that light, and allow it to settle down into the belly. Reach it up, draw it in and down. And from here, we shift a little bit. So we're going to be turning our waist from side to side. So go ahead and get a feel for that. Excellent. And we're going to be turning the hands as we do it. Notice that the direction that I'm going is the hand that's up. So I turn to the right, my right hand is up. I turn to the left, left hand is up. And I'm keeping this in front of my belly the whole time. I like to keep the waist a little more still and kind of twist from the waist, or excuse me, keep the hips a little more still and twist from the waist, but that's not absolutely necessary on this one. Around, turn, turn, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, and forth. We come back, open up the eyes, draw it in, settle it back into the belly, pause the dantian for a moment. Good. And we're going to sink down and focus on this energy coming up from the legs, up the spine, over the top of the head, and right back down. The point of this is to enjoy that energetic feeling and let it sink down. And we can click in. We can draw right up and reverse that, coming up and back, up and back. And we're going to bring one more, drawing everything in, drawing it all down to the belly. This is our center of Jing. And we always want to leave ourselves with more Jing than we started. So we bring this energy in here, we hold it. Now there are different things that you could do at this point, like pulling that Jing up into Qi or up into Shen, but in general, unless you kind of know what you're doing and you're doing it for a reason, we want to settle this back. We can, thank you, stick. Bring that around. Bring those hands back. Cover one with the other, whichever is most comfortable for you. Pause here. And we're going to start with very small circles, going up to the right and down. So make these little circles. I'm mirroring you that get slightly larger and larger. We're going to do 12 now. 10, 11, 12. Pause at the bottom, and we'll do 6 coming back. So, excuse me, we'll do 9 coming back. So come back, big circle, 9, little smaller, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click. Aha. And you have been supercharged. That's the Hunyuan Primordial Qi Gong set. And like I say, the piece of wood that you use, you can do everything without it. It's a brilliant, you can feel how tuned in you get. I highly recommend. It's not that challenging. There's not that many places. We do this thing in between. We open up their 3 treasures, uh, and then open up these channels, open up the belt channel, do a little bit of movement, and we're basically right back right at the end. I highly recommend memorizing. Don't worry if you lose out parts, no big deal. Just get what you can and then come out to a natural place like this and allow yourself to just imbibe the beautiful nature around you, the chi that's everywhere. Just like we're pulling the chi from our stick, we can pull it from thin air, pull it from our surroundings, and this will have you feeling wonderful.